Yo, what's happening, bulls? Are we in pain or are we in pain? Got some background music going on. It's a bit of a dark sci-fi synthwave, hopefully copyright-free, safe music because, that's the mood that we're in. We've got a shitload of shit to go through today, as you could imagine, because markets are down. It's actually probably the worst day since COVID, so congrats on being around for that and experiencing that. I'm sure that you're happy. Unless you've got some shorts on, you're probably off it. I'd be surprised if you're watching. But if you're watching, we've got ridiculous amount of things. Look at all these tabs. We've got some serious... We're going to start off with this cuck pointing his finger at you aggressively. I hope that upsets you just as much as it upsets me. Let's watch this. Like I said, sit on the... probably not even a chair. Probably just sits on the ground in the corner of the room.
The president doesn't try to reach out and reward these countries and companies that play by the rules in the 1987 scenario. The one where we went down 3 days and then down 22% on Monday has the most cogency. We will not have to wait out too long, will we? We'll know by Monday. Fortunately, we had an excellent set of employment numbers today. At least it makes it less likely a crash will necessarily lead to a recession. But if President Trump stays intransigent and does nothing to ameliorate the damage that I saw these last 2 days, I'm not going to be constructive here. I will contain my anger, but only because I lived through 87, and in the end, I came out okay. I was in cash for the crash. I know what this feels like. Oh, and if Europe moves against our fabulous tech companies next week, then I will be furious. That I promise you, because it should not happen.
Do you reckon he was in cash for the crash? Do you reckon he was... This is got to be, if I guess, the first time he's ever been right, is it? Because this was posted 4 a.m. this morning, and the day has pretty much just been all red all around the world, and not just in America, not just in crypto, but all around the world. It's been red. So England, Europe, and England, Europe, China, Asia, Australia. Australia's down bad. We'll cover that in a second. But yeah, I'll shitface over here is he's probably anyways, fuck him. We'll move on to the next thing. I tell you what, the next thing is more about him. Jim Cramer says the stock markets will crash another 20% from here. This was 10 a.m. this morning. A faint of glimmer of hope has appeared. Anybody that still wants to go inverse Cramer and hope for a bounce, hope that it goes up when he wants it to go down, then you're gonna be like this, because so far it's still going down, and when it is going down, there's one thing that you can do for your health, and it's not staring at the screen, unless it is a bit of red light therapy. So red light therapy is proven to be good for your health, as opposed to blue light therapy. So if you're sleeping in your bed, you're on the phone too late, and maybe you got some lights around, some screen lights and stuff, be careful with that, because that's blue light. If you need some red light to help you with your health, then open the charts, and then you get some free red light therapy. I heard influencers are actually paying hundreds of dollars for this, so you can just do this for free and open your portfolio, and that'll be it's savings. At the end of the day, for you, it's savings. Just try not to get too fearful when you open it, because then you will be part of the masses. You will be the average Joe, because nearly everyone is fearful. And my examination of the market so far, it is this. I'm actually truly struggling to find any hopium. It's just, I just smashed the biggest spag bowl. Excuse the hereditary indigestion, but everybody is fearful. I don't know if you send me some bullish hopium if you can. And I bet you it's actually copium, unfortunately, because not only that, but it's on extreme fear again. The old fear and greed index, which is, it's clearly like a lagging indicator, obviously, but at the same time, if you're looking to dollar cost average, if you're looking to just slowly buy some Bitcoin, it's proven, like it's clearly proven, that if you just buy extreme fear only over time, your DCAing is going to be a lot more powerful than if you're buying tops. It's just as simple as that. Like, there's no ifs, whens, or buts about it. We don't want we don't. You can see I'm just I'm preceding every slide, but that's how you like it. So when these markets are crashing, and including myself, you are best obviously to be already proven wrong. Okay, already proven wrong in trades that you don't have a ridiculously long-term thesis on. For example, Bitcoin. If you are uncertain about an asset that you hold, and then it goes down and you don't want to cut your loss, then you become a long-term holder. I mean, it's happened to everybody. It's happened to me. It still happens to me sometimes. I think, I think highly of something. This goes for stocks and crypto. I think highly of something. Goes down, you buy more. Goes down again. You're like, at least, sort of stop buying, start becoming a spectator. Probably instead of buying more that second time, should have just cut it off, because, I obviously bought the first time thinking it was going to go up. Unless it was, again, you got to understand the difference. Unless it was value investing, something that you're happy to take on for a long time. Because at the end of the day, fast failure is good. You lose money, but not time. It's called opportunity cost. Slow failures are the worst. You lose both money and time. You're sitting here, sitting on your hands. You're unable to reinvest elsewhere. Crazy opportunity. Like, this is, if you're sitting in all crypto and all altcoins or all Bitcoin, or if you've got no cash and you're just all in on some shit and you're just watching it all go down, how are you meant to buy? Clearly, how are you meant to? I'm looking for this other slide. How are you meant to buy anything if you've already been all in? You just can't. It doesn't exist. So you're just gonna have to sit there and sit with your bro and laugh. Go insane. Go fucking insane, because you're just making the same mistakes over and over again, and you're not the only one that's doing it and done it, man. Because I've done it, still does it. You don't want to hear from people that make mistakes. Then if you don't want to hear from people, trying to close this. Fuck, close the wrong one. If you don't want to hear from people that make mistakes, then that means that you only want to hear from liars. Okay, because that's, everybody makes mistakes. Humans are just attracted to people that talk in certainties, like they're just right all the time. And then it'll take you a bit of money and a couple of months to find out that, hey, hold on, they're not right all the time. And then you're on to the next person that you think might be this God-sent freak of nature genius that gets everything right 100% of the time, and it just does not exist. So if you want to hear, the reality, then hang around. The man, the myth, the legend, Warren Buffett is apparently the only one in the top 10 richest who didn't lose money. I mean, they're talking about people that have just got all their net worth in stocks, pretty much, like ownership of their own companies. Obviously, Facebook and Meta and Amazon and all that. So these people's net worth are going to go down as the stock market goes down, unless you are somebody that has most of their net worth probably in their own institution, Berkshire Hathaway, and if they're sitting in, apparently he's just sitting like heavy cash. So yeah, he's one of those. Hey, look, listen, you got to respect he can be as old as possible, but as old as he is, man, he's still goated. There's no doubt about that. Here's a big one. This is Macro Alf. You might have heard him before. He's pretty good, but it depends on what you're into, what you're interested in, what sort of whether you're interested in macro, because he definitely talks macro. He does touch on Bitcoin. That's where he gets a lot of his followers for. When he talks, it's usually a good listen, and he goes on a lot of podcasts, a lot of low, sort of small podcasts where, you'll hear he gets around. The man gets around, and I do appreciate him. But we'll just have a little look Had a couple of things he says. We'll read them together for the first time. Retail doesn't seem to have capitulated yet. Oh, fuck. What does that look like then, Alf? Here's a few signs. When serious deleveraging occurs and margin calls hit, literally any asset gets sold to raise cash and meet these margin calls. Gold is a very institutionalized asset class, and on Friday it shows some signs of weakness. Bitcoin is a retail-heavy asset class, and it isn't budging yet. So this was posted last night, okay? So last night. I didn't want to miss it, though, because it's a good post. Several banks reported that on Thursday, retail added a large amount of equities via ETF flows. That's not what you do when you are deleveraging. To my knowledge, massive contra indicators like CNBC going live with a special Markets in Turmoil episode or Brent Donnelly's proven front page contrarian covers haven't happened yet. More importantly, the buy the dip mentality will need a few more hits before cracking. So he's pretty much foreseeing today. Last night, okay, because I think that if he would, well, gold is still holding up pretty highly. We will have a look at that towards the end. Let me have a little sneak peek here. Yeah, okay, we'll talk about that soon. But you know what I'm saying. Like, Bitcoin is dumping now. Yeah, gold maybe not. Talk about it soon. And these market turmoil episodes, front pages, that's gonna come after today, clearly, because today was hectic. So many people lost money, especially in the crypto market. $1 billion in liquidations so far as of 3:30 p.m. today Australian time, mostly to the long side. So a lot of people getting liquidated, not stopped out. I'm talking liquidated, bro. Liquidated. That is just nuts. Now for the first chart. Here we are. Let me just stop, look at this for a second, and see what you think. All right, what have you noticed? What have you noticed in this chart? Have you noticed that there's been a channel that we've had drawn for fucking ages and it's still in it? Have you noticed that? Have you noticed that if I delete these lines and you see this was a range and now it's broken down below the range and the trend has continued and it's stayed within this channel. It's come out for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days max. 1 day, you know, you give or take a bit there. I'll tell you what, look, you can do here. Look at this. Wow, it's a trend line. You know, you move it around. Look at that, bang. They're all within it. But it's still in the trend line, man. We've talked about this. Sorry, we've talked about this heaps of times. It's just like, yep, it's trending. Okay, you need low, you need higher low, you need escape from this trend line. Usually it's like that. That's what it tried to do here, but failed. Tried again, failed. And it's as simple as that. So trending, this is like one of the most hecticest, strongest, especially like peak. Well, you think it's mid bull run. If it's the 4 year cycle, you think it's mid bull run, but especially just straight off the top. Like usually, you know, bang, bang, lower high, and then trend down. But this is just straight off the top, just trending. It's fucking wild. So this is some crazy price action. If you want to look for bottoms, you want to talk bottoms, well then you can look at the previous range. So the previous range is here. You can see clearly that 90% of the price action pretty much all happened within this rectangle. This rectangle of only, still quite a bit actually, but about 20%, 25%, encased nearly a whole year of price action. Where it started coming up and breaking up, you got some knots here, so some knots, you can see little bits of price action there, so something like that. It's the first knot, and then you've got the big knot, which is where it escaped the range for the first time, and people will just call it a simple SR flip. So it's just like you got resistance here, and now it's flipping to support potentially. So you've just got the first potential for a bottom here, which is this little mini knot, a little minor price knot, and you can flip it over to a smaller chart, and it'll look more like a knot. Here we go. Like 4-hour chart, the king of the medium time frames. You see how it's just like a step, it's a step, more or less the same thing. Bukowski, the book of chart encyclopedia of charts patterns, coined the term the knot. Surprisingly works really well for his supports, but then and then you're moving into this large serious knot. So you've just got like the easy bottom, which is happening right now, or the more serious bottom, which is low 70s, high 60s. Who would have thought that it would have gotten this low? Not me. Be the first to admit it. Not me. Has me fucked. Has me absolutely fucked. And yeah, I was optimistic about Trump. I was high on his Kool-Aid, as were most people that I know. So is what it is. Hey, you live and you learn. I'm even more honestly, I'm even more surprised about Ethereum. This is the Ethereum chart. One candle equals 1 day. Ethereum chart, one candle equals 1 day. So look at this. I mean, look at these trend lines. If you've been watching these videos, we fucking drew them. We drew this one over a month ago, and it's just low, boom, 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 boom. How are we not all millionaires? Who says we're not? I'm saying we're not. Okay, we're not millionaires. So this is just as surprising to me as it is to you, but we're not millionaires. So this is just crazy. Just follows the trends. The trend gets more and more parabolic. You can look at this. Ready? Flip it. Invert scale. Bang. Look at this. Wow. Looks an uptrend. You've seen this before. I flip the color of the green to the red and the red to the green. Holy shit! You've seen this before. When's it top? It's probably soon. It's probably the same as exactly time when it bottoms. These charts, bottoms usually happen faster than tops. Tops usually happen slower than bottoms. But yeah, there you fucking go. So Ethereum's reached a low of 1,420. So smoke a bong to that. What about its counterpart or best friend, frenemy, Solana. So we said clearly, if Solana, how's this music? Can you even hear that? That's getting hectic. Oh shit! Oh, ramp it up, bitch. If we said holds 125, bullet has a chance for reversal. If it breaks 125 and holds, it's going to go under 100. And yeah, it did. It went down to 95, so $95 Solana. Can you believe it? Are you buying Solana at sub $100, 101 now? But are you a buyer of Solana at $90, $101 or $95? Like, are you? Because even I was starting to really take on Solana as goo goo gaga. Yes, Solana, you will grow up to be a very important blockchain. Bro, can't make this shit up, man. We're living in a fucking simulation. Dogecoin is dumping, following the same trend line, the same fucking channel as everything else. Same shit. Dogecoin down, hit 13 cents. I thought it hit 12 cents, but down to 13 cents. That was one of my big holdings. Elon. You can see my arrow. Okay, this was just. I'll leave this up for the arrow of delusion. I call this the arrow of delusion. Let's cut. What's a delusional color? Pink. XRP sucks shit, bitch. It's dumping, but it's actually not that bad. Got a credit where credit's due. The thing. XRP was the start. XRP. Let's compare it to everything else over this previous bull run. What big top 100, top 50 coin other than Mantra OM? Like that was ridiculous. That's been ridiculous. But what other altcoin pumped that hard? Like I'm talking top, maybe top 20 then. What other altcoin pumped this hard and held this long? Riddle me, fuck this fucking magnet. Riddle me this. 6x, 553%. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? And then, wow. And it really, I mean, it's down, but like, well, let's do middle of the range. Okay. Okay, wow. When you look at it like that, okay, it's just in contrast, that's actually 40%. Okay. Let's flick this to regular. There. Looks a bit more gnarly here, but that's some big. Yeah, see, log charts sort of hack it. Log charts sort of like a visual hack there. We won't spend too much time on it, but XRP is down to that area where we said if it breaks and holds below this red line, it's going to continue on with the rest of the market. It's bouncing off it at the moment. We'll see how it goes with that. The Chinese stock market is now down almost 12% today. It's funny these cunts, excuse my French, but it's funny these cunts that think 12% down is a lot. Today making it the worst day since 2008 global financial crisis. And also, like, I guess we're talking traditional markets. So if you're talking about crypto, you're talking about people that have like $2,000 in it or something on average, probably. If you're talking about like large equity markets, you're talking about people that probably have millions. They've got 10 million and it's down 12%. That means that down 1.2 million in a day. So it's a lot. You can sort of understand that. The American dollar. I present to you the American dollar, the daily chart. Okay, the American dollar on the daily chart. It is also channeling down. Following our trend line, we were generous. Remember where we said we're like, hey, this is generous of it, but it could bounce off here and there. Yep. So production arrow relatively sound and accurate. This going down. Okay, this going down is good for crypto. In history, it has been inversely correlated. Let's see. Usually 80 days, 75 to 80 days, global liquidity follows. It's been 60 days. Okay, so this isn't the global liquidity chart, but they're pretty correlated charts. 75 to 80 days after the printers start turning on, the QT eases off. 75 to 80 days and the markets pump. They start feeling some of the juice. It's been 60. Okay, since this chart started going down, it's been 60. But the American dollar is down, and I tell you what's even more down. Are you Australian?
Wide also on the slide. Good morning. We'll start with that breaking news of a wipeout on the ASX, where $160 billion has been lost in 10 minutes, with markets worldwide also on the slide. Nine finance editor Chris Kohler is following the breaking news. Chris, astonishing developments we're watching on the ASX this morning.
Yeah, good morning, Kate. This is unfortunately about as bad as it gets. The US is in complete meltdown, losing over 10% in the last just 2 days of trade, and our market simply unable to support the weight of this global collapse. Now, ours is one of the first major markets to open in the new week, thanks to our time zone. And as we look at it this morning, the ASX losing as much as 6.3%. As you say, in the first few minutes of the morning, that is about $160 billion wiped out in the blink of an eye. It's clawed back a little bit of that ground, but really just a little bit. I mean, BHP, Commonwealth Bank shares, they've dived 8%, 6% respectively. Qantas down 6% as well. Telstra, one of the oddly outperforming stocks, down less than 1%. As for the reason for all this, well, panic, basically. Donald Trump's latest round of tariffs have gone further than expected and were built on information that didn't really make a whole lot of sense. So this is the economic effects of really a set of wars, but without the wars. So the market is wearing the effects full blown. And I think it's important to look at some history here. For the US, this is now the most expensive two-day sell-off we've ever seen. In percentage terms, it's the 11th biggest ever, sitting between the GFC and the COVID crash. So it's just, it's kind of mind-boggling at the moment to see how significant these falls are for something that didn't really need to happen, Kate.
Yeah, absolutely, Chris. Now, we're also seeing markets across the world take a hit, and there are fears now of a US recession. Where does today end?
Yeah, that's right. So this is all now gearing towards the fear of, as you say, a big US recession. Look, the S&P 500 futures are pointing to another 4.3% fall when it opens. The Australian market, certainly no signs of any bargain hunting yet, and the analysts that I've been speaking to this morning are bracing themselves for an ongoing sell-off. We're seeing superannuation accounts here now being hit quite hard, and there's really nothing to be done right now as we just sort of hang on. Other countries are imposing reciprocal tariffs, and it's really all kind of coming unstuck at the seams. And as we can see, billions of dollars are just heading into cash right now, as nobody really seems to trust the market to be able to absorb what it can't understand, which is a set of own goals, some self-inflicted wounds here happening on Wall Street. So, yeah, the worst appears to be yet to come, Kate, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Grim. That's fucking grim, isn't it? But yeah, hodl, bro. Everyone's just hodling for dear life, he reckons. Unstuck at the seams. This is just one of those, like, is it utopian nightmare sort of like videos where just like everything's just fucked. Hopefully it takes away some of these. See this? Millionaires population, percent of adult population. Apparently 10% of Australians, according to the World of Statistics, with 4 million followers, apparently 10% of Australians are millionaires. And do you know what? Australian dollar going down. Personally, fuck them. Alright, fuck us. This is Australian dollar against US dollar. Yep, rough, isn't it? It's rough. Don't go to work. No, this is shit house, right? This is shit. Australian dollar's been going down for fucking ages. Look at this. Remember this with the glory days, 2011, the glory days. Mum, dad, they'd go to America, $1 for $1. Imagine that. And now look at this. It's fucking piss week. Piss week government, piss week country. Hopefully that hasn't been muted for long. Stanley Druckenmiller. Do you know Stanley Druckenmiller? Stanley Druckenmiller. Hey, let's look at this together. Ready? Stanley Druckenmiller. You'll like this. Ready? Stanley Druckenmiller. See what it says here. Just trying to find you a photo of him. Here you go. Stanley Druckenmiller. This guy. Have you seen him before? He was George Soros's bitch. You know George Soros? He was George Soros's bitch. But I've listened to him a fair bit. Also in Market Wizards. Very good piece in Market Wizards book. He's definitely George Soros's bitch, but there's times where you're like, that was based. Stanley Drucken based, it happens. And this is an interesting video of him talking about Trump's tariffs.
Yeah, I don't want to exit this interview as tariff man. In a perfect world, I would not be for a 10% tariff, but we're not in a perfect world. As you know, we have a big fiscal problem. Mandatory spending plus interest expense is literally 100% of revenues right now. And both sides of the aisle have said they are not about to cut entitlements, which is the elephant in the room. Having said that, because of that, we need pay-fors. So our main choices are an income tax and a consumption tax like tariff. So when I say tariffs are the lesser of the two evils in terms of those two, because we have a fiscal problem, we need revenues. Tariffs will generate revenues. We also have a private savings problem in this country. They're far too low. So I think a lot of economists who are out raising the alarm bells about tariffs would probably be fine with a consumption tax. To me, tariffs are simply a consumption tax that foreigners pay for some of it. Now, the risk is retaliation, but as long as we stay in the 10% range, and I think so-called fear of Donald Trump, I think the risks are overblown relative to the rewards. The rewards are on high. It's more like they're the lesser of two evils.
I don't know about you, but it sounds like he likes tariffs over higher taxes. Okay, so surprise, surprise, George Soros's right-hand man enjoys tariffs, or welcomes tariffs more than other options. The lesser of two evils, he called that. Did you hear that? So that's pretty. I gotta watch out. These fucking microphone mutes itself, man. An unexpected take on tariffs. That was Stanley Druckenmiller. This is the batshit crazy Argentinian Prime Minister telling you how tariffs work. Coin Bureau posted it. You can watch that yourself if you're interested in that. Now, Bill Ackman. Ackman. Yes, Ackman. Okay, Ackman. Ha, Ackman. Oh, this is a big spiel. Ackman has been on the spiel. President Donald Trump has elevated, I'm not going to read it all, but she has elevated the tariff issue to the most important geopolitical issue in the world, and he's gotten everyone's attention. So far, so good. He's definitely done that. This is some big Ackman rants. I don't know if you've seen Ackman, but he's, very famous investor. Very, very famous investor. And he's going for it. He's fully going for it. No, I am long America. And he is short. He's talking about Lutnick. There's a lot going on with that as well. They reckon, this fella. They reckon he's the puppet master of Trump. I don't know about that. But he looks pretty Jewish to me. Is he Jewish? He looks like he'd be definitely Jewish. I think he's definitely Jewish. And, who knows? Who knows? But Ackman is ranting. And apparently, I'm pretty sure, I believe Ackman is always ranting almost. But he rants at bottoms, they believe. They believe Ackman turns into Rantman at the bottoms. Okay, so we haven't done this yet, but look at this. Holy shit, boy. Holy shit, boy. This is the American stock market. S&P 500 on the daily chart, one candle equals 1 day. This is the futures. The actual one looks even more crazy, man. Look at this full. This thing's gonna bounce hard. Let's have a little look. Look at that, just gapping and just fully nosediving and closing the day at the bottom of the candle. That is a signal and a half. Where? Okay, boom. Look at that. usually leads. Look at that. That recovered pretty fast. Hey, look at the glory days just climbing up. Now, very sad. Bearish divergence. Weekly chart bearish divergence, I bet. Yeah, look at that. Bearish divergence written all over it. Bearish, 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 bearish. You got hidden bullish clouding it. Finishes off with a nice fat case of bearish divergence from top to top. And the most important thing that we've covered plenty of times is weekly blue gigabars saying a monster move is coming. And literally last blue bar ended right on the end of the range where the parabolic freefall began. So there's no better indicator than our in-house gigabars. You get it with the Blockchain Bulls membership. You can use it on all charts and any asset, including this one. This one is gold. This is gold here, right here. Look at this. Gold on the daily chart. This is what I'm saying to you. I've been saying this for a bit now. Ranging. I believe gold will range now. Around this, around my G box, around the production line. I mean, we drew this there, because that was sort of obvious. A bit of a top. And just, I believe it just to range. It might come down to around here. I just believe that it's going to range for a month or two. That's my opinion on gold. Happy to be proven wrong. Finish off and we're nearly done. Wow, what a big stream. Trader Travis, met him in real life, seems alright. Not the best, but pretty good. Launch Trump at the tippy top to max extract. Launch a second one of his wife to get whatever is left. Tease strategic Bitcoin reserve, but not actually do any buying. Crash the world economy, ruin world trade and relations with ally. Result, 10-year treasury barely below 4%. Art of the deal, he's calling him. We've got Finessed, he's calling him shit cunt. He's a Trump hater. This will be one of the ones where if it all turns back around, it won't matter to Trader Travis, because Trader Travis is just always going to hate Trump. You can clearly see it's one of those people. Short, the whole short time frame sort of deal. It's just like, okay, yep, orange guy bad. Now, it's actually, I'm going to leave you on this. I'm going to leave you on this and two other things really quickly. We're nearly done. Nearly all things in life has to be bad before it be good. Going to the gym, eating healthy food, you don't like it, quitting smoking, hating it, it's good, or picking up healthy habits, or, whatever, having an argument or a difficult discussion so you can have a good result. Like, nearly all things worth doing or having difficult or bad or seem bad or at the start, or they are hard at the start, difficult at the start, or upsetting at the start, and then the reward comes later. So I'm not going to jump to any conclusions on this whole Trump thing, because I've got to let the man cook. I personally want to let the man cook. What you think is your thoughts, but me personally, I'm not going to jump to conclusions. Even though the market's crashed, everyone's net worth is fucked at the moment. He's still got 3.5 years. Let the man cook. And anyways, all we got to do is this. You 90s baby, 80s baby, just pull the fucking thing out, give it a blow, put it back in. Right? So clearly nobody's done that yet. So someone needs to go get the cartridge, blow it, put it back in. This is the last thing I'm leaving out. A lot of smart people saying a lot of smart stuff about this and that don't care. All that matters, right, is this stream, our charts, our price action. Trend is down. What the price action is doing. Shit's down. The short-term memory that everybody has, including myself, is flabbergasting. Go back. Nobody can be fucked to do it. Rarely we see people go back. But go back to the smartest person that you know on Twitter, X, or anywhere, and then read what they were saying 3 months ago, and watch how stupid it looks right now. A lot of people yapping. A lot of people right now, wrong next time, wrong now, right next time. You just gotta have a go, man. You just gotta have a go. You know, I'm just saying. A lot of people saying a lot of shit, and it's true. You just make your own mind up, make your own bed, deal with your own consequences, learn, live, laugh, love. I'll leave it at that. If you've watched this 40 minutes of video, leave a comment and I will send you 20 free Bitcoin. Jokes, bro, but thank you, appreciate it. Like and subscribe, and I'll keep making them. Talk soon. Have a good day tomorrow. Don't let it get you down. Have a